As the son of cowboy Bob Orton Jr. and grandson of Bob Orton Sr., wrestling was literally in Randy Orton's blood. After being discharged from the U.S. Marines due to bad conduct, Orton found his calling in the squared circle and signed with WWE in 2000. In Ohio Valley Wrestling, Orton honed his craft alongside future legends like John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and Batista in the OVW class of 2002. His time in OVW showed promise, but nothing could have prepared the wrestling world for his epic main roster run. Orton's WWE debut in April 2002 was understated, but his addition to Evolution in early 2003 changed everything. Aligned with Ric Flair, Triple H, and Batista, Orton became the group's cocky young lion. The RKO, named after his initials, became his signature weapon against wrestling's biggest stars. The defining moment came at SummerSlam 2004 when Orton defeated Chris Benoit to become the youngest world heavyweight champion in WWE history at just 24 years old. But Evolution's celebration turned into betrayal as Triple H gave him the thumbs down and inadvertently led to the creation of the Legend Killer. After Evolution's betrayal, Randy Orton fully embraced his Legend Killer gimmick by systematically targeting WWE's most respected veterans. This wasn't just a cocky young star anymore, this was a calculated destroyer of wrestling's biggest icons. His first big solo program came against none other than The Undertaker. The Taker feud dominated most of 2005, with Orton using every psychological tactic imaginable. He attacked Jake Roberts with an RKO for trying to warn him about the dead man, and even delivered his finishing move to his own on-screen girlfriend Stacy Keibler to prove his ruthlessness. Though Orton lost at WrestleMania 21, he gained revenge at SummerSlam with help from his father. The feud culminated at No Mercy in a handicap casket match where Orton and his father chopped holes in The Undertaker's casket, poured gasoline over it, and set it on fire. Moving to SmackDown allowed Orton to target new legends. He made controversial remarks about the recently deceased Eddie Guerrero while feuding with Rey Mysterio, and also earned a world title shot at WrestleMania 22. The formation of Rated RKO with Edge in late 2006 brought Orton back to Raw, where they defeated D-Generation X to become World Tag Team Champions. Their systematic attacks on legends like Ric Flair and Roddy Piper established Orton as wrestling's biggest menace, alongside Edge. But if you thought the Legend Killer was notorious, wait till you meet the Viper. Randy Orton's evolution into the Viper began during his pursuit of John Cena's WWE Championship in 2007. The nickname emerged from his calculated, snake-like behavior, where he circled his opponents before striking with the RKO. This persona shift led to Orton adopting a new entrance theme, which perfectly captured his increasingly unstable mental state. The Cena feud showcased Orton's willingness to cross every line. When Cena refused to give him a title shot, Orton punted Cena's father in the head at ringside, attacked Cena viciously, and forced WWE to strip Cena of the championship due to injury. McMahon awarded Orton the vacant title at No Mercy 2007, but Triple H won it in the opening match before Orton regained it later that night in a last man standing match. Orton's championship reign featured brutal defenses against Shawn Michaels, Jeff Hardy, and Chris Jericho. His WrestleMania 24 victory over both Cena and Triple H in a triple threat match proved he could win on the biggest stage without any help. However, a legitimate collarbone injury during his feud with Triple H sidelined him for months. Orton returned in late 2008, and the returning Viper was back for revenge. The formation of Legacy with Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase gave Orton disciples to carry out his vision. His 2009 feud with the McMahon family reached psychotic levels when he punted Vince McMahon in the head, then systematically attacked Shane McMahon and delivered an RKO to Stephanie McMahon. This calculated assault on Triple H's real-life wife crossed boundaries and had the entire wrestling world buzzing. Orton's Royal Rumble victory led to multiple WWE Championship reigns throughout 2009, including classic feuds with Batista and an I Quit match with Cena. His eventual face turn came when Legacy turned on him, ending this dark chapter as Orton proved he could be wrestling's most dangerous predator. But just because Orton had turned face didn't mean he was any less of a menace. Randy Orton's face turn following the Legacy's dissolution transformed him into WWE's apex predator, a more mature and calculating version of the Viper. The 2011 draft sent Orton to SmackDown, where he immediately captured the World Heavyweight Championship by defeating Christian. Orton's championship reign featured an intense rivalry with Christian that produced some of his best technical work. Their matches at Over the Limit, Capital Punishment, Money in the Bank, and SummerSlam showcased Orton's improved in-ring psychology. Their match at Money in the Bank where Christian spat in Orton's face to goad him into a disqualification, showed how Orton's anger issues could still cost him. After losing the title to Mark Henry, Orton spent the rest of 2011 and 2012 feuding with Kane, Wade Barrett, and Alberto Del Rio. A 60-day wellness policy suspension interrupted his momentum, but he returned to continue his role as SmackDown's top face. Orton's Money in the Bank win in July 2013 set up his eventual heel turn. At SummerSlam 2013, Orton cashed in on the freshly crowned Daniel Bryan after Triple H's betrayal, capturing his 7th WWE Championship and aligning with the Authority. This marked the end of his longest face run and transition into his next character evolution. Randy Orton's cash-in on Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam transformed him into the Authority's hand-picked corporate champion. Vince McMahon and Triple H declared Orton as the face of the company and positioned him as WWE's final boss against the fan-favorite Daniel Bryan. Orton's championship reign was defined by constant interference by the Authority and questionable victories. His back-and-forth title exchanges with Bryan at Night of Champions and Battleground created controversy. At Hell in a Cell, special guest referee Shawn Michaels ensured Orton regained the title to honor his friendship with Triple H. The TLC unification match against John Cena proved to be Orton's biggest victory, combining the WWE and World Heavyweight Championships to become the first WWE World Heavyweight Champion. However, his 161-day reign ended at WrestleMania 30 when Bryan won the title in the Triple Threat main event. Orton's brief Evolution reunion with Triple H and Batista against The Shield produced classic matches but ended in defeat. His eventual face turn came when he attacked Seth Rollins in late 2014 and set up their WrestleMania 31 encounter. After leaving the Authority, Orton transitioned into one of the weirdest and one of the most exciting phases of his career in 2016. The 2016 brand split sent Randy to SmackDown Live, where he faced Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam in a highly anticipated dream match. Lesnar's victory left Orton with a legit head wound requiring 10 staples, but the brutal encounter elevated both men's credibility. Orton's surprise alliance with the Wyatt family became one of his most interesting storylines. After months of losses to Bray Wyatt, Orton seemingly joined the cult, helping them capture the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. His Royal Rumble victory earned him a WrestleMania title shot against Wyatt, which he relinquished to show his loyalty. But the Viper soon showed his true colors and burned down Wyatt's compound before defeating him for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 33. Following a brief reign ended by Jinder Mahal, Orton captured his first United States Championship, becoming the 18th Grand Slam champion in company history. His feuds with Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles showcased his veteran ring psychology. His feuds with the likes of Kofi Kingston showed his ability to elevate younger talent during this transitional period in his career. But just when everyone thought Orton was winding down, the apex predator returned to his legend-killing habits. Randy Orton's shocking heel turn came in 2020 with the return of his former partner, Edge. On the Raw after Royal Rumble, Orton teased a rated RKO reunion before delivering a devastating Con-Chair to attack to Edge and reigniting his legend-killer persona. Their last man standing match at WrestleMania was followed by a rematch at Backlash, where Orton's punt kick to Edge's head ended their rivalry and put Edge on the shelf with a legit triceps injury. The legend killing continued when Christian challenged Orton to an unsanctioned match, only to fall victim to another calculated attack. Orton systematically targeted legends like Shawn Michaels and Big Show, and became increasingly unhinged with each assault. His alliance with Ric Flair ended when Orton turned on the Nature Boy and kicked him in the head. This resurrected legend killer gimmick led directly into Orton's feud with WWE Champion Drew McIntyre, where he briefly captured his 10th WWE Championship before losing it back weeks later. This resurrected legend killer phase was followed by one of the most fun and exciting runs in Orton's career. Randy Orton's partnership with Matt Riddle began as an unlikely pairing that evolved into one of WWE's most successful tag teams. Initially reluctant partners, their chemistry developed naturally as the serious veteran Orton contrasted perfectly with Riddle's laid-back, carefree personality. Riddle's constant attempts to befriend the stoic Viper created hilarious comedic moments. The duo defeated AJ Styles and Omos at SummerSlam 2021 to capture the Raw Tag Team Championship, marking Orton's return to Tag Team Gold after a decade. Their 142-day reign included successful defenses against top teams and a victory over the Usos at Survivor Series, where Orton broke Kane's record for most WWE pay-per-view matches. After losing the titles to Alpha Academy, RK-Bro regained them 8 weeks later in a triple threat match. Their WrestleMania 38 defense against Alpha Academy and the Street Profits showcased their improved teamwork. WWE celebrated 20 years of Orton on the April 25, 2022 episode of Raw, highlighting his legendary career. The team's end came at the hands of the Usos, who unified the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships by defeating RK-Bro on May 20, 2022. Shortly after, Orton suffered a legitimate back injury at the hands of the Bloodline that would sideline him for over a year, effectively ending the partnership when Riddle was released during Orton's absence. Randy Orton's return after an 18-month injury absence was perfectly orchestrated at Survivor Series. Entering as the mystery fifth member of Cody Rhodes' team, Orton secured the victory and reminded everyone why he remains one of wrestling's most respected performers. The pop from the crowd confirmed that time away had only increased the fans' appreciation for the legend. Returning to SmackDown as a free agent, Orton immediately targeted the Bloodline in revenge for putting him out of action. His methodical dismantling of Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso showed he hadn't lost a step despite the lengthy layoff. At Royal Rumble 2024, Orton came close to capturing Roman Reigns' undisputed championship in a fatal four-way match. Orton's participation in the 2024 King of the Ring tournament nearly resulted in victory, but Gunther's controversial win in the finals set up their World Heavyweight Championship match at Bash in Berlin. Though unsuccessful, the match demonstrated Orton's ability to work with the new generation of stars. His feud with Kevin Owens took a serious turn when Owens delivered a package piledriver, writing Orton off television with a neck injury. Orton's return at Elimination Chamber 2025, where he attacked Owens, showed his sinister, vengeful side remained intact. His feud against Cena after WrestleMania 41 proved he could still deliver at the main event level. From legend killer to corporate champion to veteran leader, Randy Orton's 20-plus year career represents wrestling evolution at its finest. His ability to reinvent himself while maintaining core character traits proves his mastery of wrestling psychology. Whether playing heel or face or tweener, Orton adapted to every era while remaining authentically himself and cemented his legacy as one of WWE's greatest stars.